What is a genocide? How do they happen? And how can we stop them? First, we'll start off with the Holocaust, which occurred between the 1930s and the 1940s. It was started by a man named Adolf Hitler, who was part of the Nazi Party in Germany, and is essentially the mass killing of many Jews and other people who the Nazis considered inferior. The reasons the Nazis killed so many people was because they considered themselves racially superior to those that they persecuted. The main group that was persecuted were Jews, with over 6 million deaths in the death camps. However, also gypsies, homosexuals, and others that were not Aryan were persecuted. However, the Holocaust did not only happen in Germany. It happened throughout Europe because during this time, Germany was taking over large portions of Europe. This map shows a large swath of the camps that Germany had in the 1940s. However, these camps weren't very different from the ones that were in Germany. These camps had the same concept of rounding up and killing people the Nazis considered inferior. They also used similar means such as gas and shootings. During this time, there were many people fleeing Europe, trying to get away from the death camps. They fled to countries like Great Britain and America. However, these countries weren't very receptive, turning away many victims because they weren't able to get through the application process. Though America and Great Britain didn't help very much on the refugee front, they did, however, get involved in the war, helping to put Germany's reign of terror to an end, and possibly saving many millions of lives. Now that you have an example of genocide, what are human rights? Did the Holocaust and other genocides go against them? Human rights are the rights guaranteed to every human being on Earth by the UN. These were created after World War II and the Holocaust because of what happened during it. And these rights were definitely violated by the Holocaust. They were violated both in the rounding up of Jews and putting them in concentration camps and the mass murder of them. And as this picture shows, many of the German officers were eventually put on trial in what became known as the Nuremberg trials. One might think that because of the horror of World War II and the Holocaust, we would have learned to not kill each other and commit genocides like the Holocaust. However, that is untrue. Since the Holocaust, there have been multiple genocides. This includes the genocide in Bosnia, when Bosnia tried to make itself independent from Yugoslavia. It also tried to purge its population of certain Islamic bloodlines. They ended up killing over 100,000 people, 80% of them being of that Islamic blood. So what does all of this mean? First off, it means that things like the Bosnia and Herzegovina genocide can still happen even after a horrible thing like the Holocaust happened. So, second of all, it means that we need to take action in order for things like this to stop happening. Because they will keep on happening if we don't do anything. You may think, what can I do? I'm just an individual. I can't influence the world. Well, you'd be wrong. There have been many times in recent history where people banding together in support have stopped things from happening and have made things happen. So that's what you can do. You can be a voice in the community and stop things like the Bosnia and Herzegovina genocide and the Holocaust from ever happening again. You can petition the local government or make petitions online to make sure things like this, genocides, never happen again. You can garner public support so people are aware and know how horrible these things can be. You can make a difference.